Good evening. Welcome to the Laughing Monkey Music Show. Today we have on Zach. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Zach is from the band Languish, and you got an album out today. So congrats on that.
Thank you
your
very
birthday,
much.
right? So
Yeah, it's like your birthday plus Christmas at the same time,
yeah.
you know?
I
Yeah.
mean, as a musician, that's what you want. Just like this is what you want, you know. So the album is Feeding the Flames of Annihilation, which is a very cool metal name.
Oh, thank you.
When everything's done, I'll have your Bandcamp and all your links so people can go check you out too.
Yep.
They can go buy it. Should they go to Bandcamp to buy it, or where should they go to buy your album? What's
Anywhere
better?
works. Bandcamp is great. But honestly, wherever you buy records, you know, your local record store, if you want to buy it straight from Prosthetic. Yeah, Kmart. I mean, I see it on Amazon.
Is there Kmart anymore even? Yeah.
Yeah.
Joke is they would block it anyhow. If they block you, you know you're a cool band is how it works,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start talking about it. So, like, talk with your band itself, like where you guys are from, a little bit about you guys, because you're still kind of new to the scene for, a lot of us.
Absolutely. We are from Tucson, Arizona, all four of us. We all live and work here. We started out as more of a straightforward grindcore band back in 2014, kind of as a side project from different bands, just like, we play slower music, but we want to play something fast and more extreme, move away from doom a little bit more. And over the years, it's progressed into more of a death metal hybrid. So Feeding the Flames is our most death metal album so far. So a little bit more crossover appeal,
It's funny because like anything you get older, you want to slow down. Like if that was me, like if I could look back now and I know I would be speed metal and I would end as a doom band as I got older.
Yeah.
Like I'd age, like you smoke cigarettes and cigars, like you age into it.
Yeah. Well, ironically enough, the guitar player and I just started a funeral doom band too. So we have the slowest thing, and then we have extremely fast. So I like it all. So I
can see where you get you want to do a lot of everything. Otherwise, it gets boring.
Yeah, it does. You like to mix it up.
And I do think seriously, I think a lot of the artists, the more artists I see that do more than one project, the bands are usually the healthiest.
Yeah.
The most creative. It's actually like a marriage. When you go out, not when you go out and you meet other people, but you have other interests and friends. Don't get me crazy. We're not talking other stuff here.
Yeah, no, that's true. It's that way you can kind of compartmentalize your interests. That way you're not. If a band has a sound that you are sticking to and you like, you can make tweaks here and there. You can evolve your sound, but you don't let your eye wander. You're like, okay, I'm really into funeral doom lately and I want to bring it in, but it's like, well, that doesn't fit. You don't want to isolate and you don't want to ostracize your fans, by completely switching it up. So it's nice to just start something else. And
like if I listen to this album and all of a sudden you throw a song in the middle and just throw it the jam, I'd be like, what the heck?
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to
for listening. Well, on an album, you want to keep something kind of consistent.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to have a consistent theme throughout. And we feel that these 11 songs are all fit together really well. There's diversity, but there's also a cohesive theme.
Yeah, they're also really heavy.
Thank you.
They are crushing.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. And
like I said earlier, you were a new band that was introduced to me, brought it under my radar, and I was just checking you out. And I was like, yes. So I've been listening to you, this week, and I really dig you guys. So I encourage people to check you out, and share it with people. Let's talk about the creation. So is this your first full album though?
This is our third full length, I would say. The first one was only about 15 minutes, but it was 10 songs. And it didn't get a lot of reach either. We just kind of put it out there to the world, and it didn't get a lot of reach. We played locally a little bit.
Was that independent? Was it an independent one for you?
It was independent at first, but we had several friends put it out on tape or vinyl, but it didn't, and then the second one was our first record with Prosthetic Records, and that was kind of our debut to people. And so, a debut album is hard for people to track to, especially if no one's really heard of you yet. So this is like our first, I feel, introduction to a lot of people.
Can I hear it? Because if I went back and looked for it, there isn't a lot on you actually on the web either.
That makes sense. Yeah, it's Languish, Extinction. I mean, everything's on our Bandcamp too.
Yeah.
And Languish, Unworthy.
I was looking at it on the YouTubes and stuff, just generally looking around for different things on you.
Spotify, Bandcamp, just the minor
The
things,
normals.
but
Yeah.
yeah, the
Okay.
normals, but not a whole lot of YouTube content. So yeah,
Which you will. You will.
hopefully, yeah.
You gotta get some live footage up there too. A lot more live footage, you know.
Yeah, there's a little bit out there, but it's just so hard. There's just so much stuff on YouTube
I saw
nowadays.
one video of yours.
You have to be so specific. Yeah.
I saw one live video of you. So I'm like, are they a witness relocation program? Like the other, he's like, you couldn't see you. Come on, you're a good looking guy. Get up there, get your mug out there.
Was it covered in fog? Is that why? Because we have several videos where it's just
yeah,
covered in haze.
There was like that. Yeah, there was one. Yeah, you could see a decent shot of the band. I was like, there you go. There you go. Yeah. There's Tiger. There's my Tiger Beat cover. Come on, boys.
We like to stay shrouded in mystery a little bit, you know.
That's cool.
Yeah, just a little bit.
How long have this album, because with COVID and stuff, are you like one of the bands that always write? I guess, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of a...
We're actually not. We're one of those bands that sits down and we don't write for 2 years. And then we are like, okay, let's sit down and let's really focus on this. So the last album came out in 2018, around the same time in October. Mm-hmm. And we had that done for a year and a half prior because we were shopping around. We were looking for a label. So we were sitting on that for quite a while. And so we didn't start writing this one until the end of 2019. So we went a good 2 years without writing. And so when we finally sat down, like it just kind of, when we were playing shows, a lot of us were in other bands and touring and doing all that. So we finally sat down to write this. And then right when we kind of got in the swing of things, COVID happened in, March 2020. And that kind of set stuff back a little bit. But when we got back into this practice space, we were like, we have so much time now because the world is not coming back to normal. There's no shows, there's no tour. So let's just really sit down and focus on making a banger. So we did a lot of revision. We did a lot of editing. We cut a couple songs. We feel like we improved every single song on the album throughout the revision and writing process. So we were doing that for a good, probably year and a half, I'd say, which is quite a while to write 11 songs, you know?
Well, not so much. I talked to a lot of artists. I'm going to say, and the pressure, I always say this to everybody, the pressure is on this year. Everybody was like, and I'm talking not just this genre, I'm talking every genre. Yeah. People are like, I never have time. The label's putting out too fast because the machine, you know what I mean? I'm not like making fun of the artists. I'm like, they like literally like, you got to have this done by Friday. And they're like, if I had 2 more days to mix it, you know what I mean? Or when I left, it was mixed and it sounded like this. But then the other guys, someone else got a hold of it, you know, and changed it. This time, everyone's had so much time. People were teaching themselves Pro Tools. Yeah. I mean, and these albums have been coming out from, I don't know if you've noticed, there's these groups that haven't done stuff in a long time. These albums are slamming.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's like the bar has been raised again, like a lot of these, you know what I mean? You can't come out.
I'm glad we took so much time because, the bar has been raised. I agree.
You know, it's important. So what is going to be the plan with you guys for like touring and stuff?
So right now we're just trying to promote the best we can. Our guitar player is in his final year of postdoc, or no, he's in a grad program to become a ear, nose, and throat doctor. Oh, wow. So he's like swamped. So he can't miss time. So that's how things work. You know, sometimes real life aligns with your record release.
I can't even imagine having time to record, to make and write an album and being studying in school.
Yeah. So he's been killing it. You know, this is his final year and he's going to be a doctor in, I want to say June. Don't quote me on this because I'm very bad about remembering stuff like that. So he's going to become a doctor. He's working at like 3 different offices right now, getting the clinic time. Like, I'm amazed he has time to even practice with us. You know, he's just got so much.
Wow. Is he going to be able to keep doing this afterwards? I mean, I don't want to pry or anything, but he kind of got my interest. I'm like, really?
We hope so. Yeah. We're hoping to do as much as we can, you know, when he's done and whether it's like a week long here and there or weekenders, like we're just going to try to sprinkle as much as we can. But in the meantime, we're just going to try to promote it and hope that people really like it. You know, just sometimes, you know, we're older, you know, we're like in our mid late 30s almost. And, you know, it's hard to do music while having a life at the same time.
I'm 52. You're not old. Stop. In fact, I could probably ground you.
We spent our 20s on tour. You know, we played, my guitar player and I, we played something like 700 shows together. And with our other bands, and we've done years and years of touring all over the world. And So we put our time in, but we want to put as much focus on this record as possible because we just love this record. So, but
I hear you.
you get slightly older and you need to, you need to settle down a little bit. But
Well, the touring thing, I don't understand. Like I hear people that like in their 60s, and they're touring in a bus. Yeah.
in a bus, it's nice, when you're in a van and you got to.
Well, you're 60 years old. I mean, I was talking to Steve, the guitar player from Marillion today. He's 60 in a bus. It's a hard thing. Yeah. I couldn't be in a bus. Actually, in my 20s, I couldn't have been on a bus. I would have been the worst guy to tour with ever. You know what I mean? I would have been better like a Max Headroom, like just like a video head, just like putting me on the screen because I don't want to like leave.
Yeah, it gets harder and harder to leave. You got your job, you got to pay for whether you have a house or a mortgage or your rent. Like, I mean, my priority is meeting my rent every month. Because we got to survive. So it's hard to survive and do music at the same time. But
people forget that, and it's very especially at this level.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a lot of people have to work full-time jobs and their vacations are on tour. So when fans are like, come on, why aren't you coming over here? Like, dude, like literally this is my vacation. Yeah. And I do love music, but it's an exhausting vacation. And sometimes it puts me in the red.
Yeah, absolutely.
And sometimes you guys still won't come anyhow because, you forgot, or you're playing video games or something. You know what I'm saying?
We were 30 minutes away. We drove 8 hours and you didn't want to drive 30 minutes. That's pretty common for us.
Do it next time for us, right? And it's kind of frustrating. I mean, so when I tell people go out and people are gonna be crazy, to buy the shirts if the band has merch. You know what I mean? Yeah. Try buying directly from Bandcamp because if you, of course, you can buy it in the show. Maybe you can hit some up in the van outside before, so the venue's not taking 20% from you.
Yeah,
they do it everywhere. They do it, like even Albert Hall. They do it everywhere. It's like the mob.
Yeah, that's absolutely the easiest way to support a band and to show them that they should be on tour is to buy their stuff online. We have stuff online, we have shirts, we have everything. It's like, if you have an interest, support the band, because they'll see that and they'll be like, okay, well, we've sold a whole bunch of stuff in LA. We've sold a whole bunch of stuff in Las Vegas. We should play there, So
yeah, I mean, it's important. And I think, the art is cool. I mean, this is a genre where you gotta have really cool artwork too.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the album cover.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Yeah.
Pretty metal. Basically it's like a person holding up the head and torso of another body, like a prehistoric, almost like a horse, but almost like a prehistoric animal.
Yeah, we call him the collector. He's collecting souls, he's collecting heads. We have a song on the album called The Collector, and that's kind of what we call the skeleton man on the cover. Yeah. Our guitar player Matthew Mutter Pearl, the aforementioned doctor, he does all of our art. He's
an artist too. He's a shredder. He's an artist.
He's so talented. Yeah, he's just an amazing guitar player, an amazing artist.
That's a rip-off, man, because he should have that skill should be divvied up. That's like not good for like one person. It's like, what a jerk. Can you be a bigger jerk? Like you're good at just everything. He's probably a good cook too.
He did our logo, he does all of our layouts. He does art for other bands too. He does a lot of art for local bands and for touring artists. Yeah, he's so.
You don't have enough talent to do everything with all your skills. You literally have to.
Yeah, what he sets his mind to, he becomes very good at. So he spent like a good, I'd say, year working on this art. He redrew it at least 3 times. Mm-hmm. He had a completely different art for it before. He changed that. He drew it digitally first, and then we didn't necessarily feel that was I don't know. It didn't necessarily jive with what we were going for, so he redrew it by hand instead.
And make him work for it. Make him work for it. Call him the overachiever, Matt the overachiever.
And if you look, I mean, there's just so many tiny details, and he does all that. He does all of it on a smaller piece of paper too. So he does it like on maybe like a 6x6 piece of paper, and then he scans it in at full resolution and blows it up. And like, it's just, I'm very happy with the covers.
I appreciate it a lot. I have some artists in my family, like they do the same thing. They hand draw and they do the digital art, old school like that. I know the amount of work and time it takes to do that. And on a serious note, that is just ridiculous. And it is, I can't believe how that many ridiculous talents is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
The detail in this is huge. If you blow this up, the detail is huge in this thing.
Yeah. I want like a flag or something of it,
like a tapestry. This would be a great tapestry.
Yeah, it would be fantastic. And then it goes through, we like to kind of go through everything as a group too. So every time he would make a change, every time he would choose a color palette, we would look at it and we would evaluate it. And someone would be like, I don't really like that red there. And then he would go back and he would change it. So very, very accommodating guy. And obviously you can't really do that with anyone else except for someone in your band. I would never, you know, tell an artist that much stuff to do.
Well, if they're working for you. So actually it's cool because the design is on the shirt that people can buy at Bandcamp.
Yep.
Oh, you got actually promotional cassettes.
Oh yeah, we love cassettes.
Next album, you can sell cassette players to the rest of us because I don't have one anymore. That's pretty awesome. It's a red cassette. It's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, I was very happy with how it turned out. Yeah.
Hey, you guys didn't hack that at all. That's nice. What's your favorite song on this album?
Oh God, that's a hard one to pick. I think that every time I talk about my favorite song, I change it. But I really think my favorite song is track 8, Failed State. It's a really fast, just intense song. I think it was the last one we wrote. I think that's the thing, is you always love the song that you write last the most, because you're like, okay, this is what this album is supposed to sound like. Like, this is it. Like, we finally did it. We came up with the one song that this album really, fully sums up. And I think it's Failed State. So I'm absolutely happy with that one.
I'm thinking I'm pretty torn on Parasite, to the fact that I actually didn't hear the whole album to the end, the last 2, because they actually kept going back to Parasite.
Parasite's, I think that's another one that I always say. I think when I posted about it to my social a couple weeks ago, I said, this is my favorite song on the album.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
I think I did. Yeah. And that one almost didn't make the album too. We almost held it back. And I was like, you know what? The song, we have to put it on. Like, it's so good. People are really going to like it. It has diversity. It has speed. It has power. And I think we were just thinking that it was maybe too long for us.
What?
3 minutes.
Feeding the Flames is 308. It's 3
I know
seconds longer.
that one was also, that one we had to rewrite like 15 times before we were happy with it. So we really put that one under a lot of scrutiny, and we've noticed that people are really digging that song. So, but yeah, Parasite, absolutely, that's probably my favorite one. I wrote the lyrics to that one too, and I chose that song title, so it has a personal space in my heart.
Works so well. I like that one. Huh? I didn't know that, actually.
We like to, we divvy up all of our the lyric writing a lot. So like, some of these we actually were in the studio and we were like just sitting there. I'm like, all right, we just wrote. I want to say Manifesto. We wrote line by line in the studio, just lyric by lyric. And I think I want to say Failed State. We did the same thing too. So, where we just kind of group brainstorm if one of us doesn't have a full song already written out. So we like to mix it up. Everybody likes to contribute to this.
So it's interesting you guys actually all do that. It's pretty cool. But being obviously the drummer, do you play guitar at all?
Nope, I play drums and I play like synth and keyboards and other projects.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have any music
ability though. Just a drummer.
No, you know what I'm saying? So they write lyrics with it, you have to do something else. And a lot more drummers I'm surprised. I didn't realize how many drummers are guitarists too.
Yeah, I'm actually jealous of them. It's hard to do 2 instruments. It's a lot of work.
But then you hear the guitar playing too. You're like some of the best rhythm guitar players and those chunky songs. Yeah. From the drumming, there's something about it, I think sometimes they write the songs because they want to play drums to it, So they're like, all right, I'm going to write a really cool guitar part because I know what I want to play drums to. And it's more in metal. I mean, Dave Grohl's obviously an easy one for everyone.
Yeah.
Well, he has everything now, so he's another one. All he hasn't done is become an ear, nose, and throat doctor, but maybe after this interview.
Yeah, maybe.
that could be his next thing. But a lot of metal bands, Charlie from Anthrax, like a lot of them, do that. Yeah. So it plays with. So how are you writing lyrics? So with the drum beat, how you just get the.
What I do is I kind of write them like poetry. So I just write them. I just write lyrics without even thinking about what song it's going to be, And then when we finish the song, we look at it and we're like, okay, what fits? And then Sean will do the phrasing, our vocalist, and he'll kind of pick and choose where the words go in each song. So
it's interesting because a lot of singers like, well, I mean, you got Rush, one person that's not the singer that does these fantastic lyrics all the time. Yeah. And the rest of the band is like, I could do lyrics, but not like this, like Rush. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or the singers are like, I get it, that's good and all. I have to have my hand in it because I'm saying it. Like you wouldn't go to your guitar player and give them, the drummer would be like, hey, I got a guitar solo for you. Well, some bands would actually.
But sometimes, yeah, but some bands are like that. We're
I
very
know.
much a collaborative band where it's like if they have an idea for a drum part, if they have an idea for like what the guitar line should kind of be like, we all kind of share. So we're very much like a democratic band.
Wow, how healthy are you guys, huh?
Yeah.
You're all grown up. That's
Yeah.
fantastic. Are you going to be able to do any shows though? Or you just
So we have our release show tonight in Tucson, and we haven't played our hometown in like 2.5 years. We played one show, I think I want to say the end of January 2020, and that was the last time we played Tucson. And we've only played one show since, and that was in Phoenix, a couple hours north of here with some friends. So we'll be able to pick and choose, so hopefully some Phoenix shows, some Tucson shows. LA is a quick drive for us, so we just got to sit down and really think about what we want to do and be focused on it.
It'd be a shame. You got to do at least some things with this, really kind of works out. It's a good album. I mean, it'd be a shame just to kind of like put it out there or not,
Yeah, no, I agree.
Lyric videos, some live stuff, even if you shoot some live stuff and put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Send
it to me. I'll promote it off my page. You use something, just send it to me. I'll promote it too.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
I'm a big fan of supporting everybody. That's my deal. But hey man, this is fantastic. I want to thank you. I hope everyone checks you guys out.
Me too. Yeah, thank you so much, Sean.
No problem. We get some more stuff. I guess I'm going to have you come back on, promote more.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Wouldn't mind doing something else with you. This has been fun. Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you so much. Yeah.